Hi there, and welcome to ReFLEXions, weekly look back at the boxing action of the weekend just gone. I'm Danny Flexen, of course you're watching Seconds Out. We're here every Monday at 4:30 PM to review the action from the weekend, and the biggest show undoubtedly of this weekend was Tyson Fury out in Las Vegas, taking on the unheralded but unbeaten Otto Wallin, and it didn't turn out the way anyone, except maybe Wallin and his team, expected. Fury was cut severely, I think in round 3, certainly early on in the fight. Just above his right eye, hampered his vision and clearly bothered him for the rest of the fight. He got another cut shortly afterwards from a clash of heads. The first one was from a punch. But clearly bothered him for the entire fight. He was constantly dabbing at it. There was also a point in the fight which has circulated quite freely on Twitter of Wallin using the outside of his glove to rub and worsen Fury's cut, and a lot of people frowned upon that. My view is it's a fight. If the referee doesn't see it, you do whatever you can to win. I know it's not the nicest thing in the world, but I think Tyson Fury, if he was in a bit of a hole and you know wasn't sure how to get out of it, I don't think there's many tactics he wouldn't consider. You know, you'd have to ask him the question, but I didn't see him complaining too much after the fight. I only saw him giving Otto Wallin all the credit in the world, and even though he ended up Fury with 47 stitches, he was still a clear winner by the end. But he was forced to change his whole game plan. You know, his vision was compromised, so he was fighting. He was neglecting his physical advantages in height and reach, and going up close and taking Wallin on at his own game to an extent, and winning as well. You know, and strafing the body, hitting on the inside, manoeuvring around. It's not a facet of his game that Fury works on a lot, as you can tell, but he's pretty decent at it, you know, and he got the job done. But Wallin was a lot better than everyone thought, including me. He'll get some big paydays, I would say, off the back of it. Fury, they're saying the fight with Deontay Wilder, the rematch, could now be delayed because of how long it will take the cuts to heal, or the cuts, plurals, to heal. But Steve Bunce had already told us on this channel, and you can see that video, that it was never going to be in February. It was always going to be later than that anyway. And it's only September now. So I think, you know, even if it's a 6-month period until the next fight, we're looking at March, which is probably not much different to what we were looking at anyway. And obviously Wilder himself still got to get past Luis Ortiz in November. So by no means a foregone conclusion, even though he's already beaten the Cuban. He was seriously rocked in their first fight. So let's wait and see what happens there. But yeah, Good fight, entertaining, much more competitive than predicted, and we can't really complain about that. Also on the night, there was a big show at York Hall in London, which was broadcast by BT Sport in kind of the run-up to the box office show featuring Fury, with a little bit of shoulder programming in between. Sonny Edwards, you can read the report on our website, SecondsOut.com, put on a bit of a masterclass to beat Hugo Gunaros of Mexico and pick up a couple of belts in his first major fight at flyweight, moving down from super flyweight. He looks a real top contender now, Sonny Edwards, and we wait to see what his next step is. And there was a number of other really good domestic clashes on the show, with Lucian Reid looked a little bit unlucky to only draw with Brad Foster for the British and Commonwealth bantamweight, I want to say. No, super bantamweight. Got it right, super bantamweight titles. Zach Chelli knocked down the favourite Cody Davis early in their fight at light heavyweight, both of them moving up to light heavyweight from super middleweight. Chelli seemed to tire in the second half of the fight. Davis came back to win on points. That was a decent enough fight. But fight of the night was probably Shakan Pitters winning the English light heavyweight title against Dex Spellman. Real back and forth action. 6'6" light heavyweight Shakan Pitters has to be seen to be believed. Scored with tremendous uppercuts and long straight shots, whereas Spellman was really good on the inside and with combinations, and Pitters pulled it out in the end, but it was a very close fight, competitive, really good watch. So that's kind of a quick round. There was a lot of other fights over the weekend. Devin Haney looked great against Zaur Abdullayev, looked a real, you know, threat to everyone at his weight. Jose Zepeda beat Jose Pedraza, as Derek Bonnet predicted on our website, although again, I think Pedraza was a very slight favourite in that one, if not even money between the two. But I can't cover absolutely everything, so I want to know what you think. Let us know in your comments below whose you thought was the performance of the weekend. You could go Fury, having to overcome adversity. You could go Wallin for surpassing expectations. Or you could go someone completely different. Haney looked amazing, as I've said. A lot of good performances in Bethnal Green as well. Let us know who's your performance of the weekend and why. I'll be back next week with ReFLEXions, Monday 4:30, but I'll also be here this Thursday 4:30 for FlexPectations, where I'll be previewing the weekend's action. Thank you.